As the human warship Guardian approached the star station Elysium, its sleek metallic hull reflected the myriad stars surrounding it. On board, Captain James Teller surveyed his crew, a mix of seasoned officers and eager young ensigns, each member prepared for their historic role in today's Galactic Council meeting. "Captain, all systems are green, and we're on schedule for docking in 10 minutes, reported Lieutenant Soren, her eyes flicking across the control panels. "Excellent, Lieutenant. Inform Elysium Station we're looking forward to introducing them to Guardian," Teller replied, his voice calm, yet betraying a hint of anticipation. He turned to his communications officer. "Ensign Malik, open a channel to the Council." A moment later, the view screen flickered to life, displaying the visage of a Tormac official, one of the many alien species of the Council. "Welcome, Captain Teller. The Galactic Council eagerly awaits your participation. Your vessel will be the first human warship we have hosted." "We're honored to be here, Ambassador Threx," Teller said, offering a diplomatic smile. "Humanity is eager to contribute to and learn from the Galactic Council." As the Guardian slid into its designated docking bay, the gravity of their mission settled over the crew. Once docked, Captain Teller led his delegation through the airlock where a welcoming committee awaited. The group was a vibrant tapestry of the galaxy's diversity, from the feathered Cerulean to the crystalline Glassitites. "Captain Teller, I am Zalora of the Cerulean," a tall, feathered being greeted him with a slight bow. "Your ship is quite impressive. We've heard much about human engineering." "Thank you, Zalora. We pride ourselves on our craftsmanship. The Guardian is not just a ship. She's a symbol of human ingenuity and our desire for peaceful exploration," Teller replied, matching the bow. The delegation walked towards the conference hall, passing through corridors lined with delegates who whispered and pointed at the humans with a mixture of curiosity and awe. Ambassador Threx, keeping pace with Teller, leaned in slightly. "There's a lot of interest in your species, Captain. The Council is keen to understand more about your world and your people. The inclusion of Earth in our affairs could shift the current dynamics." "We hope to find common ground, Ambassador," Teller said. "Humanity has much to learn, but we also have much to offer. Today is just the beginning." As they entered the grand conference hall, a hush fell over the assembly. All eyes were on them, the newcomers, as they took their seats among the star's seasoned diplomats. "Let us show them what Earth can bring to the galaxy," Teller whispered to his team, a quiet confidence building in his voice. "Not just through the might of the Guardian, but through our actions here today." With that, the first Galactic Council session with human participation commenced, marking a new chapter in interstellar diplomacy. Captain Teller prepared to speak, ready to bridge worlds with words. The grand conference hall of Elysium Station buzzed with activity as species from across the galaxy convened. Captain James Teller took his place at the central podium, under the gaze of hundreds of alien delegates, their attention a tangible force in the vast room. "Ladies and gentlemen, beings of the Galactic Council," Teller began, his voice amplified across the chamber. "I stand before you not just as a representative of humanity, but as an advocate for cooperation and peace. The Guardian is a symbol of our commitment to these ideals." A Marathi delegate, covered in iridescent scales, raised a hand-like appendage. "Captain Teller, while we respect your peaceful intentions, can you assure the Council that humanity will adhere to our regulations against militarization in neutral zones?" "Absolutely," Teller responded confidently. "Earth is committed to the Council's principles, and we see our military capabilities as a means of defense, not aggression." The discussion continued with various species expressing their concerns and curiosities about Earth and its people. As the session broke for intermission, Teller was approached by a group of delegates, eager to engage one-on-one. "Captain, I am Vora from the Violent Sector," a delegate with translucent skin and gentle luminescence said. "Your approach is intriguing. Could you elaborate on how humans manage conflict internally?" Teller smiled, appreciating the question. "Like many of your worlds, Earth has its conflicts. However, over time, we've developed systems of governance that promote dialogue and reconciliation. We believe these experiences could be valuable here." As they conversed, an urgent message from the Guardian interrupted them. "Captain, we're detecting an unknown anomaly nearby. It appears to be an unauthorized breach in station security." "Excuse me," Teller said, turning to the delegates. "Duty calls." He quickly made his way back to the ship, his crew ready to brief him. "Captain, sensors picked up what seems to be a cloaked vessel attaching itself to the station's hull," Lieutenant Soren reported as Teller arrived on the bridge. "Any idea who it belongs to?" Teller asked, concern etching his features. Unknown, sir, but its technology doesn't match any known to the Council, Soren replied. All right, alert station security and prepare a boarding team. We need to handle this delicately. The last thing we need is to cause a diplomatic incident, Teller instructed, his mind racing through the possible implications of this breach. The team assembled quickly, donning tactical gear designed for non-lethal suppression. Teller led them through the Guardian's docking bay towards the location of the breach. As they approached the cloaked ship, Teller signaled for his team to hold back. This is Captain James Teller of the human warship Guardian addressing the unknown vessel attached to Elysium Station. We are aware of your presence. Identify yourselves and state your intentions. Silence followed, the tension mounting among Teller's team. Then, a crackle over the comms, and a voice, modulated to mask its origin, responded. We seek asylum. We mean no harm. Teller paused, processing the plea. Remain where you are. We will come to you. Any hostile action will be met with force. With cautious steps, Teller and his team moved to establish contact, prepared for any outcome, their actions potentially setting the tone for humanity's future in the galaxy. As Captain James Teller and his team approached the mysterious vessel, the tension in the air was palpable. Inside the docking area of Elysium Station, they found the ship, its exterior humming softly, a dull glow emitting from beneath its cloak. Stay alert, Teller whispered to his team, signaling them to take defensive positions. He stepped forward, his voice steady. This is Captain Teller. We are prepared to assist you. Open your hatch. There was a moment's pause before the vessel complied, revealing a group of ragged-looking beings, their features a blend of aquatic and humanoid traits, clearly refugees. We mean no harm, Captain, one of them spoke, stepping forward cautiously. We are fleeing from the Krilthar regime. We seek asylum. Teller lowered his weapon slightly, signaling his team to do the same. You've chosen a volatile way to ask for help, he said, his tone softening. But you're safe now. Let's talk. As they escorted the refugees to a secure area for debriefing, alarms suddenly blared throughout Elysium Station. The station shook violently, lights flickering. Report! Teller barked into his communicator as he steadied himself against a wall. Captain, multiple breaches detected. We're under attack. Lieutenant Soren's voice came through, tense and urgent. Get everyone to their battle stations. I'm on my way, Teller responded, turning to his security team. Secure these people and follow me. Rushing back to the Guardian, Teller arrived on the bridge to find his crew in full combat readiness. The view screen showed several small, agile ships moving towards the station, their origins unknown. Shields up. Prepare to engage hostile targets, Teller commanded. Communications. Send a distress signal to all council members. We need immediate backup. As the Guardian's cannons charged, Teller watched the enemy ships dart through Elysium's defensive fire, clearly well-coordinated and formidable. Lieutenant, focus fire on their lead ship. Disable. Don't destroy. We need answers, Teller instructed, gripping the console as another shockwave hit the station. The Guardian's guns roared to life, beams of concentrated energy slicing through space towards the hostile ships. One beam hit its mark, causing the lead ship to falter in its path. Direct hit on the target, Captain. Their engines are disabled, Soren reported, a trace of relief in her voice. Good. Launch drones to secure that ship. I want everyone else holding our defensive perimeter, Teller ordered, his eyes scanning the battlefield for more threats. Amidst the chaos, a new message appeared on the communications channel, this time from the Violin delegate, Vora. Captain Teller, we see your ship holding the line. The Council is mobilizing support. Hold on. Understood, Vora. We'll keep them at bay as long as we can, Teller replied, his focus unyielding. The Guardian maneuvered through debris and blasts, protecting Elysium from further damage. As reinforcements from other council members began to arrive, the tide of the battle slowly turned. With combined firepower, the enemy ships were driven back, retreating into the darkness of space. Breathing a sigh of relief, Teller looked over his crew, nodding in approval. Well done, everyone. Prepare damage reports and assist with station repairs. We're not done yet, but you've all done humanity proud today. As the immediate threat receded, Teller knew the diplomatic implications of this attack would resonate throughout the galaxy. Who had attacked the station and why? And more importantly, how would the Galactic Council respond to this breach of peace? These questions loomed large as the smoke cleared, setting the stage for a new chapter in interstellar politics. In the aftermath of the assault on Elysium Station, Captain James Teller convened with the station's senior delegates in the Council's emergency operations room. The air was charged with a mixture of urgency and disbelief. Captain Teller, your swift action prevented what could have been a catastrophic loss, said Ambassador Threx, his voice tinged with gratitude and concern. Now we must address the broader implications. The attackers used advanced cloaking technology, something not even the Council has mastered. Teller nodded, analyzing the holographic display of the station's security footage. The technology and tactics suggest a high level of sophistication. This wasn't a rogue group. This was a coordinated attack by someone with serious resources. A Marathi delegate, her scales shimmering with agitation, leaned forward. Could this be an attempt to fracture the Council from within? To weaken our collective strength? It's possible, Teller agreed. We need to investigate the origins of these attackers. Guardian can assist with deep space scans and reconnaissance. Vora, the Violin delegate, suggested a joint operation. Perhaps it's time we combine our efforts more concretely. An alliance between our fleets could strengthen our defensive and investigative capabilities. Agreed, Teller responded, feeling the weight of new responsibility. Let's draft a plan for a combined task force. We'll start with shared intelligence and patrol routes. As plans were forged, Teller returned to Guardian to prepare his ship and crew for the upcoming mission. He briefed his officers in the war room, laying out the strategy for collaboration. Lieutenant Soren, coordinate with the Violin and Marathi fleet commanders. We need their ship specs and capabilities. Ensign Malik, keep communications open at all times. We need real-time updates on all fleet movements. Yes, sir, they responded in unison. As Guardian and its new allies began their joint patrols, the crews worked to overcome initial misunderstandings and cultural differences. Teller observed as human and alien crew members trained together, sharing knowledge and tactics. During a joint drill, a simulated attack tested their combined response. The Guardian's human crew and the Violin operators managed a coordinated counterstrike, impressing both Teller and the observing delegates. Captain Teller, your crew's adaptability is commendable, noted a Violin technician. Your methods are quite effective. Thank you, Teller replied, proud of his team. Learning from each other is how we'll win this. The task force's first real test came when sensors detected an unauthorized ship near a critical junction of trade routes. Guardian and 2 Violin cruisers moved to intercept. Visuals up, Teller commanded as the ship approached the unidentified vessel. On the view screen, a sleek, dark ship appeared, its design unfamiliar. Hail them, Teller ordered. No response came. The tension rose as they prepared for a possible confrontation. Lock weapons, but do not fire unless fired upon, Teller instructed firmly. Suddenly, the ship powered down its engines, and a transmission came through. We surrender, a voice crackled over the comm. We are unarmed. Teller sighed, a mix of relief and suspicion. Prepare a boarding party. Let's find out who they are and what they want. As the combined team of humans and Violins boarded the vessel, they found it mostly empty, except for data drives and navigation logs. The evidence was cryptic, but pointed towards a remote sector. Looks like we have our next lead, Teller remarked, examining the logs. Set course for the Inari sector. It's time we got some answers. With new allies at his side and the mystery deepening, Teller felt the galactic landscape shifting. The formation of this interspecies alliance might just be the dawn of a new era for the Council, a testament to the necessity of unity in the face of adversity. Captain James Teller stood at the helm of the Guardian, gazing into the vast expanse of the Inari sector, a region known for its dense nebulae and treacherous space currents. The Joint Task Force had been tracking the signal from the captured vessel's navigation logs, leading them into this uncharted territory. Keep your eyes peeled, everyone. This sector isn't well mapped, and we're not sure what to expect, Teller instructed his crew, his voice calm yet firm over the comm system. Lieutenant Soren updated their status. Sensors are having a tough time penetrating the nebula, Captain. Visibility is nearly zero, and the interference is off the charts. Reduce speed and switch to manual navigation. Let's not run into anything out here, Teller responded, his experienced hands adjusting the controls delicately. As the Guardian and its allied ships crept forward, a strange, pulsating signal began to emanate from within the nebula. There's something out there, Malik reported, his tone a mix of curiosity and concern. Can we trace the source? Teller asked, peering into the swirling mists on the screen. It's difficult, but I'm working on isolating it, Malik replied, fingers flying over his console. Suddenly, a massive silhouette loomed out of the fog, its shape large and imposing. What in the stars is that? Soren breathed out, her eyes wide. It looks like some kind of megastructure, Teller murmured, both awed and cautious. Take us in closer, but keep our weapons down. We're not here to start a fight. As the Guardian approached, the structure's details became clearer. It was an ancient space station, seemingly abandoned, its surface pockmarked with asteroid impacts and the scars of old battles. "I'm receiving a transmission," Malik exclaimed. "It's a distress call, old, looping for who knows how long." "Let's answer it," Teller decided, a decision that was part diplomatic, part humanitarian. This could be what our unidentified ship was searching for. The Joint Task Force docked with the station, and Teller led a team to explore its echoing halls. They found technology unlike anything known to the Council species, hinting at a lost civilization advanced beyond current galactic standards. "Look at this," Teller said, gesturing towards a wall covered in strange symbols. "Can anyone make anything out?" A Violin linguist, part of the team, stepped forward, her sensors analyzing the glyphs. "It's a historical record, Captain. Talks about a civilization seeking refuge from a cosmic threat, something they couldn't overcome. This could be crucial intelligence on the galaxy's history and perhaps a warning for the future," Teller noted, pondering the implications. "Let's gather what data we can and bring it back to the Council." As they prepared to leave, an alert came through from the Guardian. "Captain, you need to see this," Soren's voice crackled urgently. Rushing back to the ship, Teller saw the sensors had picked up a fleet of unknown ships closing in on their position. "Looks like we're not the only ones interested in this place," he remarked grimly. "Positions, everyone. We may need to defend ourselves," Teller commanded, his crew snapping to action. As the unknown fleet approached, communication attempts were met with silence. The standoff lasted tense minutes until finally, the lead ship of the approaching fleet transmitted, "We mean no harm. We are guardians of this sanctuary. You are not enemies." "Captain Teller of the Guardian," Teller introduced himself. "We are explorers, not conquerors. We seek only knowledge." An uneasy truce was struck as the two groups parleyed. The Guardians explained they were descendants of the station's original inhabitants, dedicated to protecting the knowledge and technology until they deemed others worthy of it. Impressed by the human-led task force's respect for their laws and culture, the Guardians agreed to share part of their knowledge, opening up new avenues for research and diplomacy. "Today we made contact with a lost civilization and avoided potential conflict," Teller later reported to his crew and the Council. "This is a win for diplomacy and a sign that even in the darkest reaches of space, common ground can be found." The Guardian and its allies set course back to Elysium, their databases rich with new knowledge. Their resolve to maintain peace in the galaxy strengthened by the day's successes. Captain James Teller sat in the conference room aboard the Guardian, surrounded by his top officers and representatives from the allied alien species. The walls displayed data streams and holographic images of the artifacts and information gathered from the ancient Guardian civilization. "As it turns out, this technology and the history it represents could change everything we understand about our galaxy's past," Teller began, addressing the group. "But more immediately, we have a different issue at hand." Lieutenant Soren stepped forward, activating a series of images that showed a network of covert communications between known renegade elements across various species, including humans. These communications were intercepted using the decrypted data from the ancient station. It appears there's been a conspiracy to destabilize the Galactic Council from within. The room fell into a tense silence as the implications sank in. Ambassador Threx, looking visibly shaken, was the first to respond. "This betrayal runs deep. How do we proceed?" "We bring this information to the full Council," Teller replied firmly. "They must see the extent of this treachery for themselves, and we must root out all involved, no matter their species." The discussion shifted towards planning their next steps. Teller proposed a discreet operation to capture key conspirators using the Guardian and its allied ship's superior technology and tactical capabilities. With a plan in place, the task force returned to Elysium Station, where a special session of the Galactic Council had been convened. The Grand Chamber, usually a place of diplomacy and unity, was now tense with the undercurrents of impending scandal and confrontation. Teller stood before the Council, presenting the evidence with clarity and precision. "Members of the Council, what we have uncovered is not just a threat to our individual worlds, but to our collective peace. This conspiracy seeks to tear at the fabric of our union. We must act decisively." As the evidence was laid out, murmurs of disbelief and anger rippled through the delegates. Several representatives of the implicated species stood, protesting their innocence, pleading ignorance, or condemning the acts. The session grew heated, with calls for severe reprisals, while others urged caution and the need for thorough investigations. Teller remained a grounding presence, advocating for a balanced approach that would not only punish the guilty, but also protect the innocent. In the midst of this turmoil, the Guardian sensors detected an incoming ship, fast approaching Elysium. "Captain, you need to see this." Soren's voice came through Teller's communicator. Excusing himself, Teller returned to his ship, where the bridge crew was tracking the new arrival. "It's one of the ships used by the conspirators," Soren reported. "It seems they're making a desperate move." "Prepare for a potential hostile engagement," Teller commanded as he took his place on the bridge. As the ship drew closer, it suddenly veered off, deploying escape pods toward the station. "They're abandoning ship. They must know we've caught them," observed Teller. "Recover those pods. Let's see if we can end this today." The pods were brought aboard the Guardian, and the occupants were detained. Among them was a high-ranking official of the Renegade faction who, under interrogation, revealed the full extent of the conspiracy and the desperation that led to their final failed gambit. With the conspirators in custody and their plans thwarted, Teller addressed the council once more. "Justice will be served, but let this also be a time of reflection. Let us rebuild trust and strengthen our bonds for the good of all our peoples." As the session concluded, the council voted overwhelmingly to establish a new joint task force for interstellar security, with Teller nominated as its commander. The plot had been exposed and contained, but the path to healing and unity would require time, effort, and the shared commitment of all species within the council. Captain James Teller stood in the operations center of the Guardian, overseeing the preparations for the new joint task force that had been sanctioned by the Galactic Council. The room buzzed with a mixture of human and alien crew members working together, a testament to the newly forged alliances born out of recent trials. "Captain, all sectors have reported in. The fleet is nearly ready to commence operations," Lieutenant Soren announced, her voice echoing slightly in the bustling room. "Excellent. Coordinate with the Vilan and Marathi fleets to finalize the patrol routes. We need to cover as much area as possible to prevent any further incidents," Teller instructed, his gaze fixed on the large tactical display showing a map of Council territories. As they finalized their preparations, Ambassador Threx approached Teller, his expression one of deep gratitude. "Captain, I can't help but reflect on how critical your role has been in uncovering the conspiracy. Without your leadership, we might still be in the dark." "It's been a collective effort, Ambassador," Teller responded, offering a slight smile. "This task force isn't just about maintaining security, it's a symbol of our commitment to trust and cooperation." The first operation under Teller's command was a resounding success. The joint task force managed to dismantle a hidden weapons cache on the border of the Glassitite region, a holdout of the conspirators' resources. This victory was significant not only for the security it brought, but also for the message it sent across the galaxy. Unity was indeed stronger than division. However, challenges remained. A minor incident involving a miscommunication between human and Cyrillian crew members threatened to escalate tensions. Teller convened a meeting with both parties, emphasizing the need for mutual respect and understanding. "Let's use this as a learning opportunity," Teller suggested. "We are from different worlds, yes, but aboard the Guardian, we are one crew, with one mission. Let's focus on what unites us, not what divides us." The incident was resolved quickly, with both sides expressing a renewed commitment to collaboration. This small but meaningful victory underscored Teller's belief in the potential of diverse teams to overcome obstacles. As weeks turned into months, the task force's operations expanded, incorporating more species and integrating various technologies. Reports of their successes filled the news feeds, and Teller found himself increasingly in the public eye, hailed as a hero. Yet, he remained focused on the broader goals. During a council meeting, Teller presented a comprehensive report on the task force's achievements and challenges. "We've made great strides in securing our regions and building trust among our members. However, the journey doesn't end here. We must continue to evolve and adapt." The council responded with enthusiastic support, approving additional resources and expanding the task force's mandate. As the meeting adjourned, Teller felt a sense of accomplishment, but also the weight of responsibility. The galaxy was watching, and the stakes were higher than ever. As he returned to the Guardian, Teller looked out at the stars, pondering the future. The council had changed, galvanized by recent events, and under his leadership, the task force was not just a military entity, but a beacon of galactic stability. Reflecting on the tumultuous events that led to this moment, Teller felt optimistic. With continued diligence and cooperation, the galaxy could hope to achieve a lasting peace. The Guardian set course for the next operation, its crew ready, its captain resolute, the galaxy's watchful protector on a mission to safeguard the future. The conference room aboard the Guardian was bathed in the soft light of distant stars, serving as the backdrop for Captain James Teller's address to his crew and the representatives of the Galactic Council's allied species. The air was thick with anticipation and pride as they gathered to mark a significant milestone. As we stand here today, we're not just celebrating our victories or the peace we've managed to secure, Teller began, his voice resonating with the gravity of the occasion. We're also laying down the groundwork for the future of this galaxy, a future where cooperation and understanding transcend old boundaries and conflicts. Applause filled the room, echoing the shared sentiments of hope and commitment. Teller continued, outlining the expansion of the Joint Task Force and the introduction of new peacekeeping and exploration initiatives. Thanks to your efforts, the Galactic Council has seen the value of our united front. We are now endorsed to initiate the Guardian program, a permanent peacekeeping mission tasked with not only maintaining security, but also fostering diplomatic relations across the galaxy. The room buzzed with conversations among the delegates and crew, discussing the implications and opportunities this new program would offer. Ambassador Threx approached Teller, extending a hand. Captain, your leadership has been instrumental. We've turned potential disaster into a beacon for galactic unity. Teller accepted the handshake, his expression earnest. Thank you, Ambassador. It's been a collective effort. The true testament to our success will be how we carry forward these ideals. Later, as the Guardian prepared to depart from Elysium Station to embark on its new mission, Teller took a moment to reflect on the bridge. He watched as the stars streamed past, a reminder of the endless possibilities ahead. Plot a course for the Rigel system, Lieutenant Soren. There have been reports of unrest that could use our attention, Teller instructed, his tone one of calm command. Yes, Captain. Setting course now, Soren replied, her hands moving deftly across the navigation panel. As the Guardian maneuvered out of the station's orbit, Teller's thoughts turned to the broader impact of their work. The unity and strength displayed by the task force had not only quelled immediate threats, but had also ignited a spark of hope throughout the galaxy. In his quarters, Teller recorded a personal log. Today marks a new chapter not only for the Guardian but for all of us who call this galaxy home. We've faced challenges that tested our resolve, our values, and our very identity as beings of this universe. Yet through every trial, we've emerged stronger and more united. As we move forward, let us carry the lessons of our past with the knowledge that together, there is no limit to what we can achieve. Closing his log, Teller gazed out at the cosmos, a vast expanse filled with challenges and adventures yet to come. The Guardian sailed onward, a symbol of humanity's enduring quest for peace and a testament to the strength found in unity. With Captain Teller at the helm, the task force was more than just a fleet. It was a promise of a brighter future for all species in the galaxy.